Now, I'm going to try to keep it together to not get too emotional right here because, sometimes that happens. I can run a little hot sometimes. Not a mystery to anyone who watches the show. I thought about this. I'm sitting here, I put a lot of attention into the show. I thought, now it's time to tell people and warn them and hopefully instruct their kids and others about the real impacts, tangible, touchable, material, harmful impacts to your life of a parallel universe. The liberals' universe of knowledge, stupidity, and our universe of wisdom. I'm going to go through it one by one and show you real examples. Don't miss it. Let's start off first with what I mean. How the media, which is a repository for ideas, it's where people generally get their ideas about what's going on, from the media. If you live where I live in Martin County, Florida, you don't have time to research a story about what's happening in Texas, so what do? You go to a search engine, you put in Texas lawsuit, and you read stories from the media. If you want to learn about the Hunter Biden fiasco, if you want to learn about the Spygate scandal on Donald Trump, 2 facts: Hunter Biden's in a world of trouble. He's under federal investigation. The former vice president's son. The spying operation on Donald Trump was very real. You go to the media. Now, some of you choose that media operation to be me, and you know all the details of Spygate and Hunter Biden because we talked about it before the election extensively. You're literally smarter, wisdom-wise, than your liberal friends who are dumb. They're walking around a forest of stupidity. Here's why. Here is a clip by the esteemed Leslie Stahl, and by esteemed, I mean not esteemed, Leslie Stahl of 60 Minutes, mocking the President of the United States, Donald Trump, for bringing up 2 facts: that Joe Biden was in the midst of a major scandal before the election about his son's dealings with China, now under FBI investigation, and the fact that his campaign was spied on. We know the names of the spies. You can look them up in a search engine. Here's Leslie Stahl just dismissing it, and listen to the part in the most pompous Leslie Stahl type way. Here's Leslie Stahl in 60 Minutes saying, sir, this is 60 Minutes. Oh yes, Leslie, we know. Check this out.
I wish you would interview Joe Biden like you interview me. It would be so good. You know what?
You like this, I thought. I thought you liked
I don't mind it. But when I watch him walk out of a store and he's walking with an ice cream, and the question the media asks him, what kind of ice cream, what flavor ice cream do you have? And he's in the midst of a scandal.
He's not.
And he's taking...
He's
of course
not.
he is,
No,
Leslie.
come on.
Of course he is. It's the biggest, second biggest scandal.
So,
the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign,
there's
Leslie.
no real evidence of that.
Of course there is.
No.
It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? This is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't
Look,
put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie, and you know that, but you just don't want to put it on the air.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that.
Okay.
Can you imagine being this woman?
Man.
Walking aimlessly in this forest of stupidity? There are 3 things that stand out to me in her absolutely absurd, laughable, romper room-like segments. She's got a kindergarten level of intelligence or a graduate school level of maliciousness. One or the other, not both. I'm erring towards the latter. She says 3 things. Donald Trump makes a categorically true statement that Joe Biden is involved in a scandal which is with his son, which we knew about before the election. A business partner of the Biden family with unimpeachable credibility, Tony Bobulinski, came out and said he was personally involved in a suspicious deal with the Chinese government and the Biden family that involved a kickback to Joe Biden. This was not a mystery. If you were a conservative, you knew about this story. I'm going to get to the real impacts of this in a minute. This really affected the election. I'm going to prove it to you. So number 1, she dismisses Donald Trump for stating a fact. This is 60 Minutes. We know. That doesn't mean, Leslie, what you think it means, to quote the Princess Bride. Not at all. Secondly, he says, my campaign was spied on. She says, you have no real evidence of that? We have their names of the spies. We literally have their names. Ezra Turk, and Stefan Halper. Does she not know that? Of course she knows that. She's got a PhD in malicious media behavior. This is why liberals wander around in a forest of stupidity. But then she says the third thing, which is in the universe of stunningly stupid. This is not the bronze medal. We're going in reverse order. This is the gold. She says, we can't verify that about the Hunter Biden scandal, about the business deal with China. I'm trying to think of an analogy for the Media Matters double-digit IQ morons and the liberals who watch my show to make this make sense to you. You understand as a journalist, sir, this is 60 minutes. That's your only job. Let's use an analogy. Did you ever see that movie? It recently came out about the Gary Hart scandal. Hugh Jackman was in it. It wasn't bad. Gary Hart was a Democrat running for president, got caught in this extramarital thing. It was a big scandal back in, was it 1984, whenever it was, the election? I think it was 84. Huge scandal. But the movie's fascinating because the guy who breaks the story is, I believe, a reporter in Miami in southern Florida who gets a tip from a woman who knows the woman Hart's having this, relationship with. And at first he hangs up the phone because the woman's like, hey, Gary Hart's going to meet this woman and he's not supposed to, extramarital thing. And then she calls back and the reporter does what, Joe? He does this crazy thing called journalism where he goes out and starts to, I know. Hey, I have these nitric oxide tablets here, buddy. Here, Paula, can you pass this through the Here you go. Throwing that out to Paula. Paula's going to pass it through the electronic media matrix style. We're going to red pill Joe. I know it's stunning, but the reporter then goes out and gets flight records, finds out that the woman is actually flying to D.C. to meet with Gary Hart, and does this crazy thing and verifies the story. That's what you do. So you're telling me Lieutenant Bobolinsky, a literal, not figurative, business partner of the Biden family on a shady deal with China, produces emails of evidence of the deal and an email that shows a kickback to Joe Biden from people associated with the Chinese Communist Party, and you can't verify that? Here's a crazy idea how to verify, Joe. Get ready for, I only have one pill left. Yeah? So if you don't make it through this one, I can't save you. Dial 911. Dial 911 in advance. Keep it, maybe keep it on speaker or whatever. Here's a crazy idea. Just ask Bobolinsky about the deal. How hard is this? This is, sir, this is 60 minutes. Again, Leslie, that does not mean what you think it means. You are a laughing stock. Do you understand that? That upwards of 40 to 50% of America, me included, are laughing at you. It's tragic what happened because you talk to the other 50% of America that are wandering around in the stupid forest, not the enchanted forest, where Trump's campaign wasn't spied on, despite the fact we have the actual names of the spies. And the Hunter Biden thing never happened, despite the fact that we know it happened because his business partner said it happened.
Right.
And then your third thing is we're journalists here at 60 Minutes and we can't verify that. Wow. Is that the trifecta of stupidity?
You just heard Dan Bongino.